Today's video, we're going to talk about Facebook video feeds versus marketplace versus search results placements. For running your ads on Facebook, you could of course run your ads in different parts of Facebook, on the feed, the marketplace, and the search results, video feeds for people who are just watching video. I'm going to tell you the difference between the video feed and the search results page and the marketplace on the ROI of each one of these placements. So if you're looking for a better return on your ad spend, this is going to be able to tell you how to do it. We're talking 10 times better return on an investment of ad spend. Granted, the volume of sales you will get will be different with each as well. So I'm going to go through what those changes ultimately are and what you could expect advertising in each one of these individual places. Okay? So this is an actual case study. I'm not just pulling these numbers out of thin air. We had ran a campaign for an auto performance business. I mean, we have lots of Facebook campaigns running, and I just took their numbers. I'm giving you real data here to show the contrast in your CPA or cost per conversion of what you can expect doing the same thing for yourself versus on the video feeds versus the marketplace versus search results, and having a video ad campaign running in each one of these individual different places, okay? Of course, most of your volume is going to come from the feed ads. That is on the consumer's Facebook feed. You're going to get the most impressions there. However, the cost per action is going to be the highest there. And there's certainly reasons for this that I'm going to cover here. But before I do, if you do not know who I am yet, I am Corey Ziman, owner of Guaranteed PPC, an online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, we do not charge our clients management fees until we can get them a certain minimum lift in their profitability, basically in excess of the management fee that we charge. We are the only agency out there who offers any kind of similar guarantee, which should tell you something about the quality of the information that I'm sharing with you on today's video. So with that said, getting into the content here. If you watch a video, you can actually, there's a place where you can actually just watch video content in and itself that people have uploaded to Facebook itself. And you watch a video and then you scroll, it's another video and another video, another video, keep it short. So having a video ad playing in this particular spot is actually really good technically because they're there to watch video. You have a video ad there. They're kind of not going to notice that your video ad is a sponsored ad. You're likely to notice less that what the video ad that you're putting in front of the user is an ad than on the feed where they're more used to seeing ads there and they don't blend in as well, which is why cost per conversion marketing your video ad on the video feeds is going to be better than what you're going to have on the feed itself. Now, for this particular auto performance campaign that we ran, where we ran all the placements other than the audience network, because the audience network sucks, okay? You don't want to run your ad there unless you're crushing it so big everywhere else, and that's the last thing, you cannot find another way to expand your results. You could test that out. Or be doing it for remarketing purposes, which in that case, it can be okay. So, but with that said, our starting cost per conversion for this auto performance part, which was like a part makes the car faster, and it's like makes the car have more air coming into it. We had $136 cost per conversion on this product, which cost several $100s. It was still profitable on the feed itself, but specifically on the video feeds part of Facebook, we ran a $100 cost per action. So we're talking about a 30% almost drop in cost per action or cost per conversion. Just simply if we were to simply divert our budget, shut off the feed placements for the ad that we were running, the video ad, and just run that video ad on the video feeds part of Facebook. Okay? So that's the first thing to mention here. And the reason why it has a lesser cost per action there is because there's less ad skipping. The number one thing you always got to do with your Facebook ads in order to make more money is get the click-through rate up higher. How do you do that? What's the easiest way to do that? Make your ad not look like an ad. The more it blends in with the rest of the organic content that's there, the higher the click-through rate you're going to have, because people, as they scroll down Facebook, they say, is this an ad? No? Okay, I'll watch it. Is this an ad? Yes, it is. Click, skip, or scroll past it. And that's the first thing that people do as they look at all the content, pretty much. Or as soon as they at least see that it's an ad, they skip it right away. So if you want to make a ton of money on Facebook anymore, particularly nowadays, you got to make your content, your ad, not look like an ad. Or if it does look like an ad, at the very least, you better have some damn compelling there for people to not, most of the time, skip it before they see through and watch the whole ad, and therefore drive up your cost per conversion a whole ton. So with that said, if it's on the video feed, they actually notice it's an ad less than what it's on the regular Facebook feed itself, news feed. Now, when we're talking about the marketplace placements, on Facebook Marketplace where you could sell stuff, you have a used car, you could sell it there. Baseball glove that you want to sell there, it's mainly used stuff. You could sell it there. And what you have on the marketplace is, it's a bunch of listings. You'll have a 3-grid on a mobile app, one item, another item, then below it, another. And what Facebook does, which is very smart, is, you could run ads on the Facebook Marketplace for selling an item to have that item list and get more impressions, but they also have sprinkled in there, placements so you can run your ad within the marketplace itself. It'll be blended in with the rest of the content. So you cannot really notice what you're looking at actually is an ad until you pay attention more carefully or more closely. It's within the rest of the content. And for that matter, it's not that they don't know it's an ad. With the marketplace, at least, what the user, when you're on, let's say, just take a step backwards here. I want to really drive this point home. If you're on a website, let's say you're on CNN.com, the ads on CNN.com are on usually the right-hand side of the website in the sidebar. There's banner ads there, and the main content's in the middle where the news is. So what you do as a user of that website is you basically ignore everything that's on this right-hand side of the site because ads on news websites are typically on this right-hand side, so don't even look at it, and to pay attention to what's in the center of the content, all right? Because of that, on Facebook, the sidebar ads don't convert like the newsfeed ads do, okay? You, normally on the Facebook newsfeed, you're so used to seeing ads in that newsfeed, and because you use the feed so much, you're on the look for an ad while you're scrolling, like I was mentioning before, okay? On the marketplace, you use it so infrequently for most people, like only when you're looking to buy a used fridge are you going to go there, or a used car or whatever. And so you're not trained mentally to look for an ad or know specifically where it is. You're not so used to the platform where you go, I always know ads are there, so don't look there. For that reason, you're going to actually have a higher percentage of people paying attention to your ad because they'll watch your ad before realizing it's an ad. That's the main thing that's going to happen here. And for that matter, the cost per acquisition is much lower than what you're going to have on the Facebook newsfeed. How much lower? Well, literally speaking, for this auto part that brings in more air to the vehicle, we were getting $136 cost per action or cost per conversion on the regular newsfeed. And the cost per conversion on the marketplace was $19. So we're talking about a cost per conversion less than 90% or 90% plus less than what's on the newsfeed, which is ridiculously good, obviously. The downside is you're not going to be able to advertise there that much. If you wanted to, you could just set up in the ad group settings, you could narrow all your placements that you're targeting to just marketplace and get a whopper of a ROI or ROAS. You're just going to struggle to get scaled up a lot. So my suggestion to you would be, if you need to make money right away or you're going to run out of money, start with targeting the marketplace placements. And then once you've maxed that out, add in the second most profitable place, then the third, and work your way up. The second of which would be the search results I would recommend to you. Okay? And slash story ads. And I've made a video just about story ads just recently. You can search for that a few videos back. But that's the other one that's going to do really well on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, by the way. So with that said, okay, the reason why it's so low is because people aren't trained to look for this ad that's blended in with the rest of the content. Now, maybe this changes in the future where the cost per action isn't going to be so inexpensive compared to the newsfeed because people are used to seeing the ads there. But I don't think so because people don't use the marketplace that frequently. So they're not going to ever be well trained on ignoring it because it's blended in with the rest of the content so well, and you only rarely use it. So you're not really knowing what to expect when you're going there. all the ad platforms are trying to make their ads blended in with the content and changing out what they're doing. So you never really get used to or trained to spotting where the ads typically are, so you can automatically ignore those parts of the website. Google does it with their own display network ads. They're constantly changing the format of the ads, so you don't know what, it's an ad until you really are digesting the message. But in terms of volume, if you're wondering how many conversions you can get on the marketplace compared to the newsfeed, we're talking about 3 to 5% of the conversions you can get on the marketplace as you can get on the newsfeed. So whereas the cost per action is basically 10 times less than what is on the newsfeed, you're going to get 20, 30 times less as many sales as the newsfeed. Now, that said, like I mentioned before, you could just run the marketplace, set the budget really high, and it'll help you ramp up the marketplace placements as much as possible. I would recommend that. But you're still going to only get so many, and where it would make sense to narrow it down just to the marketplace would be when you need to make money quickly, otherwise you're going to run out of funds. Then add in the story ads, then add in the search results ads, then add the video feed ads, then add your Facebook feed ads last, in that order, okay? Beyond that, search results ads, okay? Now this one's basically halfway, kind of in the middle between the marketplace ads and the video feed ads. Or should I say the video feed ads versus the regular newsfeed ads, or newsfeed placements, I should say. In this case, just so you know what this is, definition-wise, is where you have the search bar in the upper left on Facebook. If you search for something here, the results that you get is the so-called search results, and therefore search results placement. You're going to get your video ad if you're running it in one of these placements, probably up top, but it could be the second or third placement as well. So that, going back to what I was saying before, Facebook's going to randomize the placement, just like they're doing it in the marketplace. So sometimes your ad's going to be at the top. Sometimes it's going to be in the middle. So people don't get trained on where it is so they can start mentally blocking it out on autopilot, because your mind is trained to use and expend as little energy as possible as you go through your day-to-day life. And because there's ads everywhere, the mind gets trained to block out ads where they expect an ad to be. That's why the cost per action goes less when people aren't expecting an ad to come versus they knew an ad was supposed to be up somewhere and they could immediately tune it out before they had to really even digest the message at all. They don't even read it. They just know through their periphery it's there and just don't even look at it. By the way, if you want more tips like I'm giving you here about how to target certain placements that'll get much higher return than other placements, so you can get a much quicker return on your investment starting up a campaign, you should definitely subscribe to this channel, because I have tons of information like this on this channel as to what I find out in my normal day job. 40 hours a week, I do ad strategy at our firm to get our dozens of clients the results that they're looking for. And everything that works as well as doesn't work, I share on this channel for free for you. And you can learn from that, given that we have to guarantee results for our clients, and the stuff we use to guarantee results for our clients, you can have for free. Ultimately, if you're going to pay attention to anything, at least, and you're truly serious about making lots of money from ads, you should subscribe to this channel, because it's the best information you're going to find on YouTube as well as online on how to really make money with ads, because 99% of the information on ads is given to you by people who don't manage ads for a living, or they run a firm and they don't manage the ads themselves, they don't get their hands dirty. There's only so much time in the day. I spend 40 hours a week doing ad strategy at our firm, and then with that, I spend another 30 hours a week, or 30, 40, just doing content about what I found out during the week to give you what I'm giving you here. So therefore, it's actually quite really, really valuable. So you should subscribe if you're serious about making money, like truly serious. Just subscribe already, basically. Beyond that, you should check out my blog on my site while you're at it. If you like the channel, you're going to love that. On my blog, you're going to find the strategies I've documented that we use to guarantee results for our clients, with the step-by-step instructions, with the screenshots, everything you need to use them. So if you want something more visual, you should definitely check it out. Check that blog out, because you're going to find that kind of material there. If you have any questions about anything I'm covering here, by the way, you can always leave me a question below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. And it can be any ad-related question. It doesn't have to just be about the topic of what I'm going through here with you today. I'm more than happy to be able to answer those questions as a way of saying thank you for helping the channel grow. With that said, in the search results, you may be in the first spot or the second or third, whatever. But because Facebook's randomizing the ads and where they're showing up, and they blend in with the search results, and you're not expecting to see an ad in a search result itself, it gets skipped less by the user mentally, and therefore gets paid attention at a higher rate than a feed ad. Therefore, your cost per acquisition is automatically less. Okay? So if you take nothing away from this video, it's that you want to run placements that Facebook's doing a good job of training their users not to spot the ads, and try to make your ad look not like an ad as much as possible. Camouflage it to make it look like regular organic content that any random user just posted, which the main ways that you do that is through something called the UGC style ad, where you hire an actor to review your product and you post that and that's your ad. Or you pay a local or national TV station to review your product on their TV show, and you use that as your ad because people they trust automatically what they see on TV, and then you follow that with other remarketing ads that have a direct pitch. And because they saw it on TV, they take it seriously, versus if they didn't see that ad showing it was on TV, they wouldn't take the other direct pitch ads that you have directly following it seriously. The TV ad actually works the best most of the time, but if you can't do that because you don't have an extra $3 to $10 grand to get a 60-second spot on a local TV show or national TV show that fits within your niche, then you do a UGC style ad. You hire an actor off of Craigslist for a couple $100. They read a script, you send them the product, or you use which is not my favorite, by the way, you use a UGC content service like Insense, INSENSE, and they'll put you in touch with other social influencers that will produce that content for you and send it to you for a fee. With that said, okay, definitely want to work on making your ad blend in, but then on top of that, if you want to take this to the nth level, you just run the placements where the ad blends in with the rest of the content as much as possible. Okay, so in summary here, if you want the best ad, you just reach out to me at my firm and I'll put it together for you. At guaranteedppc.com, I can tell you what we can guarantee for you in terms of the ad and the ad setup. Along with that, and we'll have a conversation about what we can, physically what we can guarantee in terms of results. If you're interested in that, reach out to me at my site. Of course, ultimately on top of that though, if we've worked in your niche market before, we can sell you or at least tell you what we can give you as far as a template goes for your market. So for instance, if you're a plumber, and we've already worked in the plumbing space, and we've worked in hundreds of niches before because we've ran this firm at Guaranteed PPC for over 10 years now. You can buy the winning ads, landing pages, campaign templates, all of it that work for the plumbing space. You use that in your account and you get the same results we've got over the years, testing and retesting everything to find out the most polished way to run an ad in your market. We sell those for a flat cost, and you would get, basically copy paste results as a result of that. As long as we're not in the same city, state, or country as you're in, it's all fair game for you to buy it from us. Or, of course, if you just want to put the ads together yourself still, but you're not quite sure what to do on a certain thing and you want to talk to me privately, because you can always leave me a comment below and ask me whatever you want. But if you want to talk privately, we can do a 30-minute coaching call together, and I can tell you, okay, yes, what you are doing is likely to work or not likely to work, or you need to do X, Y, and Z first because you need these other things in place to make it work, or you should do this because this will work even better. And you can reach out to me and we can do that as well. I've been offering coaching calls for over 6 months now, and every person who reaches out for a coaching call comes back for more coaching calls because they got so much value in the coaching call. So with that said, the best place to advertise in terms of volume is going to be in the Facebook newsfeed. The best ROI place to advertise is going to be on the Facebook marketplace itself. Volume is going to be the least on the marketplace, practically speaking, whereas the volume is going to be the greatest on the Facebook newsfeed itself. Most volume is going to be, and ROI is going to technically be like the video feeds itself, then the search results page, then the marketplace last. Now, for the most part, it will vary based upon niche itself. Along with the CPA being lower, the volume is also lower as well, okay? Given that people are just more acclimated to seeing ads in these different places where there's higher volume, and because people are hanging out there more, they're less likely to pay attention to your ads as well in places that they frequent more often and therefore used to seeing ads there, so to say. The amount of impressions you get between search the search results page and the marketplace actually are somewhat similar. You're still going to get more impressions and clicks on the search results page than the marketplace, but the video feeds page itself is not going to be that much more impressions than the search results page, and the search results page has significantly less cost per conversion costs than the video feeds page. So the video feeds page will give you the most impressions and has the highest CPA. The search results page will have the second highest impressions and the second highest CPA. And the marketplace will have the least impressions with the lowest CPA. But in and itself, these two are pretty much similar in terms of volume. This has significantly more volume than these two, and the feed has way more volume than all three potential impressions most of the time in most niches. If you're talking about running video ads as well, which video ads anymore on Facebook are the way to go for the most part, unless you have just one compelling value statement that you can put out there. And in that case, a static image with some really good text on it will do the best. Like guaranteed lowest rate on mortgages. Well, in that case, a video ad, you don't need it. Maybe because the value is in just the statement itself. But even then, I would still want a video to go along with it. So it can be like, hi, I'm Joe. I'm owner of the XYZ mortgage company. So it looks more trustworthy. And then I would have that statement in the headline / description of the ad. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Remember when I said ad spend was important during this video? Well, this video here tells you how to do it.